What is happening, everybody? How's it going tonight? Happy Wednesday. Thanks again for joining me for another BG-Cast Wednesday live podcast. Thanks for sticking around with the later show time, everybody. It's just kind of is what it is. I started up my new job 2 weeks ago, so I'm still kind of getting in the flow with everything. And also, CDOT has decided it wants to fuck up every single major thoroughfare in the Denver area. So my entire route to work is just packed with road work, and I have to take a really stupid route to get there. And it takes me 40 minutes to go 4.5 miles. I know probably some of you are like, holy shit. And I am as well. Trust me. But, it is what it is, guys. We got to roll with the punches. So tonight I have a very special guest. He's a good friend of mine. He is the host of the Sunglasses After Dark podcast. Him and I have become friends over the course of the past year. He's a great guy. He's got a very interesting story we're going to sit here and break down tonight. And he also led me on to this little gem, I'm going to say, when it comes to health and longevity. And I'm excited, really excited to talk about this, because you guys know how big I am on health and fitness and living a healthy lifestyle and, kind of hacking ourselves to be able to live longer and to, be able to have longer, healthier, more youthful lives. So I'm really looking forward to bringing him on. Guys, I want you to welcome to the stage Kyle Parker Lewis of the Sunglasses After Dark podcast, Mr. Black Pillville himself. What is up, man?
Clap, clap, clap. Clap, 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 clap. How's everybody doing? It's been a long fucking time since I've been on any stream. I desperately wish for our show to come back every weekend right at this moment. But I got to take care of a lot of business here in the home front. Shit that it. So if you know me, if you don't know me, I just told Steven before we went live, I'm a whirlwind. I'm a bit of a mess. I'm sure we all are in some regard. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's good. We need chaos. That's what I'm going to put forth onto the show. Mr. BG, Mr. Steven, he's very well centered. He's grounded. He's got a little bit of darkness. I'm here to bring a little bit more darkness to the show today. Tonight, right? Tonight.
Yes.
All right. So, all right. Let's break it down.
I'm with it, man. I'm with it, dude.
I'm the host of Sun.
I was gonna say the last time you were on this show was my conference way back in the day.
Was that December or was that January?
That was last year. Yeah, it was December. Yeah, December 2023. It's been a while.
Yeah, dude. So, all right. So I was doing the show back then in December. We were rolling. We were rolling with punches, to be quite honest. We were getting sick. It was in the beginning stages of being sick. My wife was, she had like a subtle, like dry hat cough or whatever. And I'm like, it's nothing, man. It's probably some bullshit that, we're just going to have to deal with. Just a simple cold. I treat her with, I got a lot of things. I got a lot of weapons inside this household, medicinally speaking. And so I'm like, hitting her with the quercetin, hitting her with the iodine, etomidine, which is like nascent iodine, things like that. And it's still there. It's still there, dude. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? And then I get something. I'm coming down with something that she doesn't have. But it's like a month after month after month after month of, what the fuck is going on here, man? And meanwhile, I'm on Sunglasses After Dark talking shit. I've been getting constantly pissed off at what's happening because, I will lay down and say it's because everybody was getting prepped for the winter, getting their fucking flu shots. And I also want to apologize in advance. I curse a lot. So heads up warning. Let me be me.
No, so dude, have at it. I dig it.
So we were getting sick week after week, still doing the show. And then there were periods of time where we had to take a break, man, because some shit we were just fucked up. We were just fucked up, and we went through numerous waves of catching something new. And again, I'm like, talking shit about the Department of Defense. They're probably releasing fucking bioweapons here and there, like all these new batches of fucking boosters and flu shots. It's always got something new in it. And then there's fucking, I'm catching whatever is coming to a tourist town near you. And I work up in Tahoe, and I'm thinking I'm catching everything internationally and nationally. And it just got to a point where we were just missing shows. I'm taking care of my wife. And then finally in March, she broke down, and she's fucking tough. She's fucking tough. Her immune system is strong, just like mine. But this time she was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. And I'm like, fuck, dude, because that's a whole new set of concern. Like, I don't know what this fucking hospital is going to push on her. And, I didn't know what it was. And then, once they ran the diagnostics on her, that's when they told her, well, you have coronavirus and you have a touch of the congestive heart failure. And my eyes opened wide. I was like, now I know what the fuck I'm dealing with. And it's a lot that's where my brain, I was telling you back in March and April, I was like, dude, motherfuckers, these people, this shit it's the shed. We're not fucking safe. I'm going to say that again. We are not safe. We are not fucking safe. Like whatever they're putting in them fucking shots, it's causing the heart attacks and fucking people dropping dead or whatever. That shit is being shed onto us. It is. And it's every time that you get sick, it is an attack on your heart. Am I wrong or am I right on this?
You're right on
that. There's some sort of subtle heart trauma that's going on. Hi, baby. Hi.
Goodbye.
Hi.
That's awesome.
So from there on, I'm just being, we're rolling with the punches. We're still doing the show a little bit here and there at that time, and then it just got worse. Then the inflammation started kicking in. We got chronic inflammation. We got chronic fatigue syndrome. I got metabolic distress that's going on with my wife. I got, the list kept on getting bigger and bigger of what I'm trying to treat, dude. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck am I gonna do, man? And this is May at that point. And so I started coming across these things based out of Russia. I was learning a little bit about Vladimir Kavinsyn. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that name or not. He just died back in January. Cut the story short. I learned about Vladimir Kavinsyn, who created Kavinsyn peptides. He's the founder of the peptide research in Russia during the 70s. And this is where he got involved with the Russian government, Soviet, and then Putin. So many decades span of him working with the Soviets and the Russian government. That he was treating astronauts. He was treating submariners, or is it submariners?
I think it's submariners.
He was treating politicians, submariners. All right. He was treating politicians, soldiers, heads of the military over there, everything important that you could think of that keeps their infrastructure going in Russia. This dude was treating the serious heads of those people over there with these peptides. Mm-hmm. And they're short chain amino acids, and they are derived from bovine, and I think porcine as well, if I'm saying that right. Porcine, pig. I'm not sure if I've seen sheep yet, but I've seen porcine and bovine. And they extract the short chain amino acids from different organs of the body, synthesize it, and then put it into I don't know. I'm too retarded to fucking, be
I was gonna
knowledgeable
say,
enough
but
for what else they do in the laboratory.
do they call
But
those peptide
they,
fractions? Am I correct? Like they call them like either peptide fractions or peptide something. I've definitely heard about what you're talking about before, though.
it's just um, I call them short chain amino acids, but they call them peptide bioregulators. Peptide bioregulators is the most important phrase right there in this little tiny story of May. So I was just booking and booking and booking and doing a lot of research, and I ended up getting her the A14, which is the heart peptide. Dude, there are so many of those. I wanted to go full bore, go broke as fuck trying to buy the shit, and it's not expensive. It is if you're broke like me though, dude. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I spent like $140 on getting an A14 cello heart, and it's like a 60-day course. I put her on that course, and then she ended up getting she did a doctor's visit. I want to say somewhere late July, early August, and
Mm-hmm.
said that the murmur is still there, but the heart looks it looks better. Her blood pressure's still high. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking working on it, man, because I swear to God, dude, she was near death. She was
Yeah.
fucking near death, dude. And I think if I didn't have the tiny tools I had, and then into peptide bioregulators, and then gather more information about now what we're going to get into about the bacterial strains,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I got right here, right, right. I
Oh.
don't know if anybody can see it. I got right here. That it's still a work in progress, man. I
Mm-hmm.
wish I could get instant convenience out of this, but I'm seeing a positive benefit. It's just I gotta formulate. I gotta constantly, mathematically put into and not forget things on a daily basis to try and come up with a whole broad spectrum formula to get her better, dude. And
I think
there's
you're
no
doing an
quit.
awesome job, man. I think because based on the conversations that we've had, I mean, you have been hitting the books. Like you've even
Lost
shown me things.
vision.
Like yeah.
Lost vision doing it. I promise you, I lost vision doing it. It's fucked up. It's fucked up because I thought I was going blind immediately because that's what my grandma suffered from. She right in her late 70s, she got glaucoma,
Mm-hmm.
and then uh, she just went legally blind. Got a phone call, and I remember this is the most haunted shit that I've heard. Was hearing my grandma cry when she got the news that they told her that she was legally blind and that she was going to have to get her affairs in order and shit. And I'm right there in the kitchen hearing her in the bedroom fucking wail away. And I'm like, that's probably, that thought is going to stick with me down the road when I get older. And then it fucking happened a couple Fridays ago where I saw a big ink blot. And then I immediately fucking freaked out from work and went home and did some research. I saw a ResearchGate article. I think it's called researchgate.net is the
Mm-hmm.
website where they give you it's like a little recipe of what they did as a test study where they take L-glutamine, L-lysine, which are two amino acids, L-glutamine, L-lysine, vitamin C, sour orange syrup, and grapevine extract. Which those two, I don't fucking have that. I'm just gonna go with the three I think is gonna work. So I did that for a couple days. Immediately purchased Visolutin, the Russian bioregular Visolutin, baby. And dude,
Dude.
what the fuck, dude? Check this. So I'm on day 5 as of today of taking Visolutin alone, and with that new shit, the Bacillus firmus, and it went from big black fucking dot like inside my eye, and then this is before I treated it, and then fucking it turned into a black jellyfish inside my eye, and then it looked like a fucking whirling big smoke fucking filled. That's where I thought I was gonna go blind when I saw the big thick smoke
can imagine.
And then I started treating it with the amino acids, and I was like, all right, I'm starting to see some like cobwebbage coming apart here. And then I started on last Friday, I started treating it with the Visolutin, which is the A11 peptide. Uh, It broke up so fast. Everything broke up so fast, dude. Since taking the Visolutin and the Bacillus firmus together, that all I see now on my left eye is like kind of like if I could see my my eyelash kind of protrude out a little bit, it kind of looks like that, but slightly the hairline looks kind of blurry. Dude, it's like 98%. It's barely noticeable. That's not supposed to fucking happen. That's not supposed to fucking happen, dude. We're talking like Friday to Friday. What is that? That's 8 days right there. 8 plus 4. I'm on like day 13 of this shit happening to me from that day. 13 days and my fucking eye is mostly clear now. That doesn't happen. Because what I read, this shit either stays in your eye forever and there's nothing that they can do about it, or you can go in for like the laser shit to break it up, the hyperfluorescent collagen that's inside your eyeball that falls out from the wall of your eye, that they'll just shoot it with the fucking laser and break it up in a whole bunch of pieces, but you're still going to notice the shit. So they think that this is it. Like, once you have that, you're fucked. They think you're fucked. And I just fucking did this in 13 days, dude. And I'm going insane. I'm going insane because this isn't supposed to happen. This is not supposed to happen, dude. I'm fucking tripping like crazy over this. This isn't supposed to happen. This is supposed to be like, I'm probably going to have to like tell my work that I can't drive anymore because I'm fucking blind in my left eye. And I'm going to have to fight tooth and nail to get retard checks from SSI and just live out the rest of my life out here in the desert. And that's that. That's fucking rap.
I can imagine it was running through your mind at that point. I would have been losing my shit too. I mean, 100%. I would have been I would have been like, I probably would have had the same kind of reaction that you did, you know, especially doing what I do. I need my vision, and to have that go away. That's great though, that it's finally turning around, man. This is awesome.
So I think to end this rant, I need to get back to, you know, if this peptide, I'm witnessing it literally happening, that I need to throw more money into this for myself and her most of all, to, you know, get everything going. Because like I said, I don't know what peptides I need to look into to fight the inflammation, to fight also blindness, to also fight the metabolic syndrome, all that shit, dude. I'm broke, but I don't know if there's like one or two or like a conjoining therapy that I should look into. That's as far as I've gotten. Like I need to know like what root systems or organ systems I need that I can attack with these peptides and with some bacterial strains. And, you know, I'm trying to get nutrition's there, the food. She's got her appetite back a little bit, you know, so there's positive signs. It's just, I need to formulate. This is what I think, you know, me and you are doing the show tonight, is to just talk the new. It shouldn't be new. It's a resurgence. It's the I think this is part of the grand awakening, is walking away from this fucking establishment entirely. That to me is new medicine. They call it conventional. There ain't fucking nothing conventional about it. That we need to leave this whole entire establishment that's only been around since what, the 1880s? Is it 1882 since Rockefeller came along? It's fucking petroleum-based medicine. It's all bullshit. It's a crock of shit. I'm 100%. Serious, dude. That's the new medicine.
Well, that's why I was saying, like, you and I, like, what I mean, and of course, if anybody who's listening or watching wants to collaborate with us, I think it's time we start doing a whole new pharmacopoeia for this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically, I just got a comment. I was looking from a couple guys who were watching, but no, man. Let's bring up the article that you sent me because this is. I'm going to tell everybody here that this is a very profoundly surprising thing to me. I've been Kyle here has actually. He's made me realize I need to start doing some more digging because you guys know how big I am into health, fitness, and having a healthy lifestyle. And when he brought this particular strain of probiotic up to me, I had never heard of it in my whole life. And as soon as he told me, I started doing some of my own research and I found some interesting things. So I'm going to bring up something real quick, Kyle. I'm going to share this screen. We're going to get into the name of this guy. And what's really funny about Bacillus
Okay.
firmicutes.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
what's really funny about Bacillus firmus is it's a very ancient probiotic. This stuff has been around for what was it? It was 3.5 million years we were looking at.
Right.
Around
Yeah.
3.5 million years. And this probiotic, in the populations that have ingested it, has led to what I would call increased longevity. Almost, they would have longer than normal lifespans. On top of that, as well, they had very few health issues in their society. And this is just based on some of the research that I've been doing on my own. And then we look here, guys. So, of course, we have Wikipedia. It gives us a very because Wikipedia is CIA funded. We both know that, Kyle. But just for the sake of
Of course.
doing this, we got Bacillus firmus is an aerobic gram-positive rod-shaped species of bacteria within the genus Bacillus. It is a soil-dwelling bacterium. But we have to take that right there. So what else? What else comes out of the soil? We grow our vegetables. We grow our food from the soil as well. So of course that to me leads me to believe that this, was definitely a part potentially of a lot of ancient people's diets. Like they were intaking this probiotic at way higher levels than we are now. It makes you also wonder, Kyle. Look at all with the World Health Organization and Codex Alimentarius and all these quote unquote food safety measures that they do for the commercialized produce and things like that. It makes me wonder if it kills off this bacteria on purpose. And that's something that I was entertaining. When we were kind of chatting the other day when we were going. I was going through and finding the studies because it's rather strange that we don't really find traces of this at this point in time in commercialized produce. I'm sure if you're going to a farmer's market or some kind of organic localized place to get your produce, that you could potentially maybe find some of this there. But at the same time, it's just crazy to me how I've never heard of this, and looking at this, it's like, why are we not all taking this at this point, man? Especially, with everything going on. So, guys, this is just the gist of Bacillus firmus. There's a couple of strains, different strains, and that's kind of really, it only gives you the agricultural use on this. However, you guys know how I do it here. I hit the books and I found actual human studies as well. I sent these over to you as well, Kyle. So let's go over the Russian article real quick where this guy actually injected. Yeah.
Before you get into that,
Let's chat. Yeah.
all right. I don't want to ruin it. I want to say it's unconfirmed that I don't think the Bacillus firmus that I'm personally taking is that 3.5 million year old fucking bacteria from the permafrost of Serbia. I don't think that's that. In fact, I think Meta or Llama 3.2 kind of fucked up and maybe thinks that the Bacillus firmus is the 3.5 million. I there's conflict there because the Brave browser AI said that it's actually Bacillus cereus, Cereus, Bacillus cereus strain F is what he extracted from the soil. Just to preface it, but if you want to look that up on AI, I don't know if you got the mechanism
I got it
to do
right
that.
here. I'm pulling it up here. So I've got an NIH study on it, and I have what does it do to humans? So they're saying it's a well, of course, this is the CDC website. So Bacillus cereus, I guess, is known for. They're saying it's known for food poisoning. Let me cross-reference the Russian article real quick here and
But
see
strain F,
strain
strain
F.
F though.
Let's look up strain F here.
Because that's how it happened was Bacillus F. Bacillus
Here we
F.
go.
I caught that off of the clip.
Yeah, I got the NIH study here. Hold on real quick. Let me X out of this, and then let's see if we got some articles here. Okay, cool, man. We got some good stuff here. So we got Bacillus firmus, and we got Bacillus cereus F. Let's take a look at these real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up also because, we are talking about firmus too, but let's look at the cereus strain F here. I've got the definition for that. So let's go here. Bacillus cereus strain F. Boom. Okay. So, we got this guy right here. We got an image of it here as well. So, is a strain related to the Bacillus cereus series. This is a gram-positive rod-shaped spore-forming species. So basically, it's just giving you the breakdown of what this is. But let's hop into the Russian article, man, because this is kind of what turned me on, man. I was just like, holy crap, this guy. I've halfway considered doing, it's not often I sacrifice myself to science, but
yes, I love being my own hamster, dude. Let's get this straight. I love being my own experiment, dude.
Well, I probably would do the same. I'm not gonna lie. People who know me well, they would be like, yeah, Steve would do this. He would definitely inject himself with the 3.5 if it meant health benefits and longevity. Yes, but this is dude. I mean, you know what? I mean, at this point, what do we got to lose? I mean, at this point, it's
right.
It's kind of what
was like 82 years old. He was 82 when he injected it into himself. So, like, what do I got to lose? For sure. I feel the same way at 40.
Hey, dude, I'm 36 and I feel the same way at this point. They're trying to, the World Stage Association is trying to pull a go on the World War III arc. So, we're at this point, what do we got to lose? Let's at least have a blast while we watch the world burn in this case. I mean, yep. So, but yeah, man, it's a Russian scientist injected himself with a 3.5 million year old bacteria. So he ended up, did this scientist find the key to eternity frozen in permafrost? And so people have been hunting down the legendary fountain of youth since antiquity. Does it exist? Could it ever even theoretically exist? A Russian scientist named, of course, it's Anatoly. Dr. Anatoly Bruchkov believes it's out there, and he thinks he found it's always Anatoly. It's just I'm used to that now, and he thinks he found it in a 3.5 million year old bacteria. So what does Dr. Bruchkov do next? He injects himself with it, of course. And yes, I would 100%. And
this is for science.
So this is actually Bacillus firmus. We were right, dude. We can see it right here. So
it is.
This is
it just Bacillus F or just Bacillus firmus though? It
says Bacillus F, but that's the only Bacillus.
I still think it's strain F though.
You still think it's strain F? Okay, so I'll get some clarification for the viewers here. I'll definitely get some clarification on this. And
because this is all brand new information, dude. So I still wanted to go all out on this.
I'm with you, dude. I'm loving this because this piques my interest because I've been going through my other ways of achieving longevity, and I mean like this interests me because number one, I mean we have human studies on it, and we have records of humans eating this and taking this bacteria, and but for some reason we have human studies but no supplement, and that makes me raise my eyebrows. Like that definitely definitely does.
Because
So
the FDA has to approve it. They have to approve it for human use, for any sort of consumption. Is that right? Is that how it rolls out like that?
yeah, well, for a supplement, it's different. So supplements are not FDA approved. That's the number one
Okay.
thing. So that's why
Okay.
they call them. This I do know. This I'm kind of savvy on. So supplements are not FDA approved, and the reason being is because a lot of them are natural products, and you cannot a thing from nature. There's a US code. I'll look up the exact one and I'll edit it to the bottom of the video. But I actually saw it in the Scamdemic documentary, and which one of them, and the guy was talking about how there is a US code that you cannot patent nature. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
patent something from a natural source. So if you take, like, let's
Mm-hmm.
say Aeronol, which is synthetic
Mm-hmm.
THC. So they synthesized this THC in a lab. So this is not from a natural source. This is a synthetic form of THC. So therefore, they could patent it, and that's why, like, you notice how even though cannabis is legal now in many places, the FDA doesn't even have their hands in it, and they're not trying to. Now, what they're trying to do is they're trying to find analogs and create analogs of like THC and CBD that they can patent, because then at that point, you can't, it's lab made, it's not coming from a natural source, so then you have the rights to patent it. So as far as natural things and supplements, no, they don't approve them. And that's why they always, if you ever notice when you go to articles or studies on supplements, they'll say all of this great stuff, but at the end they'll say there's no conclusive evidence, there's none. And because that's because they're paid to say that. And that's pretty
Mm-hmm.
much where it comes into play. But so Dr. Bruskov first discovered this ancient bacteria, Bacillus F, in 2009, frozen deep in the permafrost on a mountain in Siberia's Yakutsk region. Man, he was out in the neck of the woods, huh? Like even deeper in the permafrost than woolly mammoth remains.
Probably
Dr.
where
Bruce,
Hattie Bob shit happened is what. Not that's a whole different story, but some weird, creepy ass shit happens deep in the fucking permafrost of Serbia. I'm sure of it.
oh, I wouldn't imagine. I mean, what was it? In Siberia, I mean, you even have that tale of the what was it? Those I was either 7 or 11 skiers that went camping, and
Oh,
when they
the Dilipov?
when they found them, they were like complete, like it looked like a freaking freak of nature like ripped them to shreds. So like
Right.
there's some weird things that go on out in Siberia, for sure. Like it's things we might not even be able to
Am
explain.
I mistaken? Yes, it's Siberia, not Serbia. I don't know why
Oh
I
no,
was thinking Serbia, but
oh, you're all good, man. Of course, like even so Bacillus F seems to make everything around it live longer too. So this is kind of the point we're getting to, guys. Um, Early studies have looked at its effects on mice, fruit flies, and crops, and the results have been so promising that Dr. Victor Chernavsky, I hope I said that right, Chernavsky, a Russian epidemiologist, has called it the elixir of life. So I mean that's some pretty. I mean you have to think, if it's if it's found in the soil, like I'm saying, it's reasonable speculation at that point that if this bacteria is found in the soil, it comes on our crops, at least normal organic crops, not like commercially grown crops. So I mean that's what I would call reasonable speculation. And I do think that could very well be the case. And I'm wondering if it could still be found. That's something we would have to dig into and dig a little bit deeper on when it comes to this stuff. But I wholeheartedly think that it's still around, and it's just not talked about for obvious reasons. And
yeah.
so we're still calling it Bacillus F for now. But he's
I'm going to
right.
be digging. I'm going to be digging into Russian medicine further, more than just peptides. I want to know if there's some shit that we don't have over here that they got over there. Because that Bacillus firmus, I don't know if it came from Siberia necessarily, but I know it got flown out from China, which I might have some concerns, but
I get what you mean by that. I mean, some of the stuff that's been coming from China lately, at least to the States, has has not been exactly sound in a health sense.
It got flown out. It got flown out of China, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it came from a Chinese laboratory, but it got
Yeah.
flown out from fucking Shanghai or some shit somewhere
Well,
out
I
there.
mean, if it's coming from Russia, then it makes sense. It would potentially take that route to the port. Like, no, like, but no, man. So this is the part that had me crack up a little bit because it was like the scientist who said YOLO. So fuck it. He was like, fuck it, dude. We're going in. Like we're going in. We're putting this shit in my body. And I mean, this is cool, but it says it hasn't been formally tested on humans. However, I have found evidence that negates that, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. And no one knows how it works, but Dr. Brushkoff wasn't worried about being the first human guinea pig for a mysterious substance. As he likes to point out, nobody really knows how aspirin works either. And I mean, that's kind of true. So here's the funny thing, and we're kind of towards the end of the article. So he decided YOLO. He'd inject himself with bacteria and see what happened. It's not real science, he acknowledged. I would say it's real science. I debate that. I fucking debate
it
that.
is.
I think it's real science, man. 100%. I mean, he's doing something for the good. I mean, like I said, doing something for the good of humanity. He's testing this very ancient, probiotic strain that existed.
And he observed it. He observed it on those fruit flies, I think mice and worms. I think he tested on. I'm not sure if it was earthworms, and he saw the results out of those three categories right there. He saw a positive benefit, and he's like, "Fuck it," and he injected it into himself, and then he saw a positive benefit out of it as well. So it is science. He observed what he was experimenting on the mice, earthworms, and fruit flies. I don't know if there was lizards involved. Not sure about that one. I think there may be. That's worth investigating. But he saw positive benefit. He shot it into himself. He observed. And he's observing himself, and he's maybe reporting about it. I'm not sure. This is from what, 2013 or 2009?
So I think it happened. He found it in 2009. The article's dated August 1st, 2019.
Right.
But
so it's been,
it's been
15 years.
Yeah, about a good 15 years at this point. 16 years since he found it, and almost 16. Yeah, and so this is alive. Oh yeah, he's still definitely alive, and he says he's feeling better than ever. So he made the right move. It looks like. Bro? I mean, no, I know. It looks like he made the right move. But damn, so he says he hasn't had the colder flu in 2 years since he injected himself. He also reported higher energy levels. So one of my questions is this, and I'll have to dig into this just a little bit more. Is I'm wondering that if once you introduce it to the body, that it can consistently stay there if you again make the environment beneficial for it. Kind of how we talk about normal probiotics. And how yes, there's a 3-part thing. Like, yes, you have to take the probiotic, you got to take stuff to feed the probiotic, and then you have to make an environment in your body conducive to the probiotics that you're taking. So that's what it begs the question, of course, I'm asking, if you introduce this to your body, is it possible that you will always have it there after that? If you continue, it's something we're going to have to think about, my friend. It's something we're going to have to think about, but he's definitely still alive, feeling better than ever. Of course, this could all be the placebo effect, it says, or something more. I don't know. Like if he's 82 years old, or if he was 82 years old at the time and he did this, I'm going to say it's not the placebo effect. That's just, of course, my opinion for sure. And it says we need more research to know if Bacillus F
more research
extend human life. But dude, here's the thing. We got the research. And
we got the research.
We got the research, and I'm bringing it up now. So here we go. I got the NIH studies of the human testing. And we're going to look up the strain F2. So here we go. We've got, is this on the lymphocytes? No, let's take a look on that. I think this is the lymphocytes. Yep, here we go. So, I mean, here we have a human study here from NIH. We do have the effect of Bacillus firmus and other sporulating aerobic microorganisms on in vitro stimulation of human lymphocytes. So here's the first. This is one of the first human studies that I actually came across, which I was pretty stoked. I sent this to you. I sent you a photo. I'm like, dude, look at this, man. This is good stuff. So, like, I mean, we do have human, aside from the Dr. Brushkov in Russia, we do. Oh my God, these guys. Never mind. There's people saying things in the comments. Anyways,
What are they saying? What are they saying? I never get comments on sad, dude. Well, we get comments, but they're all memes and shit.
We'll chat after the show about it. I'm not putting people on blast, but yeah, no, yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, Cody and Kyle. I'll be chatting with you guys shortly.
Are they science spooks?
No. Long story. I'll tell you. But anyways, so yeah, effects of Bacillus firmus and other sporulating microorganisms on in vitro stimulation of human lymphocytes. And this is a comparative study. So we'll just get into the abstract. Guys, you know me. I always leave links at the bottom of the description of both the Rumble and the YouTube videos. If you want to do your research on this yourself, I have this very link right there, but we'll kind of get into the abstract a little bit. So B. firmus activates human peripheral blood lymphocytes in vitro. Bacteria inactivated by heat or by formaldehyde were about equally effective, stimulating the blastic transformation of lymphocytes at doses of 10 to 200 milligrams per liter, and LG formation in the culture at 10 to 500 milligrams a liter. The action of formaldehyde treated B. firmus was compared with that of analogously inactivated B. subtilis, B. polymixa, B. coagulans, which is a probiotic I'm familiar with, B. bacterium, B. pumilus, B. cereus, like we were talking about, and B. lentis at a concentration of 100 milligrams. I wonder if they were doing strain F with this. All these bacilli mildly stimulated blastic transformation, and most of them substantially simulated LG formation. But B. firmus, here we go, guys. B. firmus was the most efficient in stimulating the formation of LG in all classes, in particular LGM and LGA. Its effect on LG formation was comparable with that of PWM and was unusually high as compared with that of other bacteria. B. firmus is apparently a strong polyclonal activator of B lymphocytes, so basically what we're looking at, guys, for everybody who doesn't, understand what this just basically said, is it increases your immune system in your white blood cell count. This is basically what we're looking at here, and it does so on a level that is kind of beyond what you would expect from the other probiotic strains, because we talk about how and Kyle would definitely agree with me on this. We definitely know that our gut, our stomach, our microbiomic environment is something that of course
affects everything. It affects everything. From what I just read, it affects everything.
Absolutely.
Everything.
And that's one thing too. Like a lot of people. I feel like we have three brains. We have our. It's funny because a lot of people would probably agree with me on this. So we have our head, our heart, and our stomach. And I mean, it's really, we're looking at, we look at of course, our brain and our head. The heart is almost kind of like a brain or a nervous system of its own in its own kind of context that that it can receive its own stimuli and send it to the brain or its own messaging. And then we have the stomach, and this is where the biggest thing is too, is because that's where all of our in our digestive system is where a lot of our serotonin is made. And we do know that serotonin has a profound effect on mood and emotion and mental states and consciousness as well as that goes. So I mean, if your microbiomic environment is not doing so hot, you're going to experience things like depression. You're going to feel dulled out. Like, I mean, you're going to be more susceptible to illnesses. And I mean, that's why even a lot of these FDA approved doctors even state that, if you take a antibiotic, you need to take a probiotic to put the good bacteria back into your system. So I think that was a cool study to see. And then we have one more over here, and then we'll get into Bacillus cereus. But and then but before we do that, I kind of want to bring up your AI conversations you had about this as well. All of those photos that you sent me, and I think that was a pretty interesting little tidbit as well. So let's go ahead and pull up. So let's see here. I just pulled that. Got it. So we got, boom, let's share it up. So we have the immunomodulatory effects of Bacillus firmus. Now, this one was not tested on humans, but it was tested on piglets. So as you were saying, before, like they tested this on cows and pigs. So here we have a study of pigs. We also have to think of the mammalian concept here. We're going by the consensual narrative. I mean, we are mammals. I think we're a little bit more than that, but if you were going by science, we're mammals. We sit in that category too, and we do share a lot of DNA with a lot of the other mammals on the planet. So one can potentially think and that if it's working with other mammals, I think humans are it's more deserving to take a deeper look on what it can do for humans. So let's kind of go here. We'll just read the abstract on this. 3-day-old miniature piglets were stimulated in vivo with Bacillus firmus by the intraperitoneal or intragastric route for 1D. Cells containing LGA and LG2, which again were those lymphocytes, were detected in the ileum in all stimulated but not in control animals. The frequency of blood CD3 plus cells increased after intraperitoneal administration of B. firmus. The ratio of polymorphonuclears to lymphocytes increased in all stimulated piglets. Again, so here we have evidence. We had it in humans. Now we have another one. And it also induced, this is something that I think a friend of mine should really take a look at. B. firmus induced anti-tumor immunity in rats with transplanted Yoshida sarcoma cells.
Pause that for a moment. Pause that. Now, we're not just talking about mice. We know what these new mice are. They're humanized mice. Humanized mice. So they have a human genome expression inside these mice now.
That's a very valid point, because I mean they've been growing, because even when we look at kind of the weird shit, they've been growing like ears and noses on mice and like rats and different things like that. So that's a valid point, Kyle, for sure. And this is so now we've even brought out of the woodwork, we have anti-tumor immunity, meaning that they transplanted these Yoshida sarcoma cells and into these rats, and they had immunity from them, meaning that these cancer cells did not affect the other cells in the body's genetic reproductive sequence, because we know that's Yes, that is how we know cancer cells form. There is a genetic issue that causes a cell to replicate abnormally, and then that leads to more cells replicating abnormally, and then we get tumors, and then we get cancer, and that's how it spreads throughout the body. But when these rats were given Bacillus firmus, and they introduced cancer cells into the rat's body, The rats had immunity towards the cancer cells, meaning that it did not mess with the current existing genetic replication sequence for their cells. So that's something that's really fucking interesting, dude. I mean, we're looking at potentially. Now I can kind of see why this has been snuffed out, because we're looking at a potential.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
we're looking at
Right. Now you know my fucking excitement about this shit. This is why aren't they talking about? Why aren't more people talking about this?
Oh yeah, because this now we're seeing that there's evidence that this makes you immune to cancer. We know the FDA cannot have that, because how is it going to make money off of cancer treatment?
They need you to fucking die.
Well, 100%, dude. And this is the number one thing. That's why, like, dude, we look at all these these cancer documentaries. I'm sure cancer serious business. There's a few of them out there, and we know the FDA does not want a cure for cancer. It does not. And because cancer is a profit powerhouse for pharmaceutical companies, you know what I mean? It is. That's basically. I don't remember what percentage of the profits. Hold on a sec. I don't remember which percentage of the profits that pharmaceutical industries, make off cancer treatments, but yeah, no, seeing this, man, this is definitely a reason as to why it's being snuffed out, man. So I'll finish this off. B firmus induced IFN gamma synthesis in human blood lymphocytes, stimulated in vitro for 1D. The amount of TNF alpha produced by the stimulated human peripheral blood mononuclears, PBMC, was lower than that of the PBMC stimulated with some other bacterial immunomodulators. Cells containing TGF beta or IL-8 were not found in human PBC stimulated with B firmus. So there we go. We even got a human tidbit here at the bottom. So this is the thing, guys. Like, we have studies on humans. Like, so there's these existing studies. So like it just makes you fucking wonder, man. It's what else is there that we don't know? Because this could, and I even tossed this question out to you, like, could this have been the reason why people in antiquity could have potentially lived so long? Is they had these different
You told me that. Dude, you told me that while I was in a sushi restaurant at work or whatever, and I was hopping out of joy and excitement like I was riding a fucking horse and shit. And the fucking sushi chef saw me do that. He's like, "What's going on, man?" While you were telling me that, I was like, "What if it's it? What if that's it?"
Dude,
Sorry,
I mean, no, dude, almost the same way, because I was like, holy shit, because like even in the article where we had with Dr. Brushkoff, it talked about how like this has been found, B firmus has been found in the water supplies of certain areas around that town, and these people, they have way longer than average lifespans, way longer. And I mean, I would even consider maybe that's something. I don't know if you've heard what the blue zones are, but the blue zones are these areas where people have way longer lifespans than the rest of the world. So that's something I'm gonna do as far as like my due diligence, and look that up to see if that area is also potentially a blue zone, because I'm also wondering too, dude, this is also boggling my mind as well. What if this bacteria is found in high concentrations in these blue zones? You know what I mean? Like, what if there's a potentially some kind of a correlation with that? Because I mean that's something, dude. This is just bringing forth more questions. Like, this is all this is doing. It's like, but that's not a bad thing, because I think that we could potentially truly be onto something with this.
Let me ask you this dangerous question. Dangerous question. What if I introduced some of this powder into the water supply in a local well? What do you think would happen?
From the looks of it, really
would
good.
It get killed off?
I don't think so. That depends, because it depends on what they treat that water with. Because I mean, a well water is a little bit different. If you're going off groundwater and the water table on your land and things like that, I think then you would be fine. Depends on, because chlorine, things like that, and all of the stuff that makes the frogs gay and all of that other stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff is in the the tap water and the water treatments, not to mention the fluoride. But I don't know if it would potentially make it through city water or public works,
We need
but
to look into that. We need to
that's
look into that for Bacillus firmus, because I could swear I read some shit like it was eliminating, hypothetically, part of the whole AI conversations. Hypothetically, I know I didn't include this into the screenshots, but would it eliminate microplastics from the body, and how so? I don't know if I give you that screenshot or not, but it was short answer was it.
Okay, let's pull them up. Let's pull them up.
Not just microplastics, yeah, metals and shit.
So I'm pulling this.
Because this is what the firmus is what's used in aqueous systems too, not just agriculture, but aqueous systems.
Exactly. No, I remember because when they were saying that it was found in the water supplies of certain places. So I'm pulling up this. This is one of your AI chats I have here. This is just one of them. So that's good. You did a good job on this, man. I got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, you got it to answer some very interesting questions here. And so the first one we have, so you are saying I am 40 years old right now. If I were to take Bacillus firmus for a year, what would be my age indicator if I were to take lab tests determining my age parameters or markers? And what the AI responded is, hypothetically, after taking Bacillus firmus for a year, your age indicators or markers may potentially reflect a biological age younger than your chronological age, 40.
Big.
Yeah.
Big.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So the extent of I'm telling you, dude, it's fucking the extent of this effect varies depending on individual response to Bacillus firmus, starting health status, dosage and quality of the supplement, lifestyle, and environmental factors. But the thing that really freaking, dude, the telomere thing, man, because we know the role that telomeres play in aging of the body. And there's many different ways to stop that from happening. But what really blew my mind was looking at the telomere thing and seeing that it increases the telomere length by 10 to 20% increase, which is the equivalent to 5 to 10 years of age reversal. Like that's something else. Like, to have something that could potentially do that for people. I mean, that's pretty serious, man. 10 to 20%, a 5 to 10 year age difference. Like,
and think about that. Think about that from not just using this alone. That's using this alone. That's not with conjunction with
other things.
A stack. You know what I mean? Like if you were to incorporate this with, let's say, like copper, like a copper peptide, not necessarily ingested. I'm not, but maybe chelated copper, something like that, to help out the other organ systems. Your skin, copper is good for your skin. So if you're talking about, if you're a female, if you're thinking as a female, and you're not saying looks are everything in life, but if you're looking for, that, getting your skin back, less wrinkles, less dry skin, things like that, that probably like something like this with copper, like some of the copper salves that they have as a peptide that you could rub on your face, that this would interact with that and potentially, theoretically, reverse your age faster. So I'm saying I'm not in this for like age reversal. I'm in this for like, I need to get my wife better, dude.
Oh,
that's where I'm at with this.
And I want to say, dude, like I was saying in the beginning, dude, you're doing a damn good job. Don't ever beat yourself up, man. You're doing everything that you can. And, this is what it takes, the digging. And you're digging. And we're digging together right now because this is, this, like I said, completely blowing my fucking mind, all of this, man. So I'm gonna bring up another one. Let's go ahead. I got a couple of I got most of the ones that you sent me here. So let's go ahead.
GHK. It just came
Yeah,
to me.
man.
It just came to me. Sorry, I got to interrupt. It's GHK. GHK is peptide for copper. Yeah, they make salves out of it. Not salves necessarily, but transdermal fucking like application, like a lotion or some shit, where you put it on a certain part of your body, so that way it works on that limb or works in that tissue, wherever. Sorry, that was my lead off.
No, dude. This is man. I mean, I hope this is helping people right now. I hope this is truly, giving. And what I will do, guys, is if you want to get this stuff, reach out to me. I'll send you the link, or I'll post it at the bottom of the video. You can get it. It's not in a supplement grade format. It is in an industrial grade format. However, based on what we're seeing at this point in time, it's looking completely safe to take. So
we're also not in the business of giving out medical advice. So
no, we're not.
Do at your own risk.
Do at your own risk. This is not medical advice. Fuck you, YouTube. I already know.
Fuck you, FDA.
Fuck you, FDA. So I mean, yeah, no, it's definitely. I can already see maybe YouTube's gonna be like, ho ho ho, we didn't like what you said tonight, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, what else is new? So it's like, all right. So how fast would one feel the effects? This is you speaking to the AI. How fast would one feel the effects of Bacillus firmus if one were suffering the effects of chronic inflammation, fatigue, and renal detachment? And the speed, and the AI responds, the speed at which one may feel the effects of Bacillus firmus for chronic inflammation, fatigue, and retinal detachment. That's what I meant, not renal detachment, retinal detachment. If your kidneys are detaching, we have an issue. So we got a really big issue at that point. Severity of symptoms, individual gut microbiome and immune response, dosage and quality of Bacillus firmus supplement, combination with other therapies or medications. We got the hypothetical timeline, short-term benefits 1 to 4 weeks, improved gut health and reduced inflammation 1 to 2 weeks, enhanced energy levels and reduced fatigue 2 to 4 weeks. I cannot see the initial immune system modulation, but we know that based on the studies that we just looked at from NIH, that Bacillus firmus is most certainly a immunomodulator. So we know that Bacillus firmus has effects on the human immune system and how it operates. So, and it quite literally supercharges it based on what we're seeing. So like this is, I mean, why isn't everybody taking this? This is something I think we all need to be taking. So it's just so profound.
Because I ain't no bitch. That's why. Fuck it. Just do it.
I ain't no bitch.
I'm talking to me. That's my subconscious telling me to do it. Telling me to do it.
No, I know. I'm laughing. So all right. What may it do for congestive heart failure? So this is a big one for you, my friend. And this is really cool. So we got hypothetically, Bacillus firmus may potentially benefit congestive heart failure due to its anti-inflammatory effects, reduces inflammation, potentially alleviating cardiac stress. Antioxidant properties, protects against oxidative damage, improving cardiac function. Vasodilation, that's very interesting. And for all of you that work out there, that's something to look at too. May improve blood flow, reducing cardiac workload. Okay. Immune system modulation, supports immune response, potentially reducing cardiac inflammation. So this is some speculative benefits for CHF: improved cardiac function, reduce symptoms, enhance exercise tolerance. I mean, so basically what I'm seeing when I look at this is fucking working for that. 100%, man. That's just something. I think that's pretty awesome. And then
she's on day 4. She's on day 4. I'm not asking for, a miracle in 4 days, but this is going to take some time. But this is the, when I'm looking at the timelines of things, if I constantly keep at this, along with the other things that I'm putting into this compounding together, that I'm hoping for a sooner rather than later result of positive benefit.
Dude, so freaking, I have this one here, and like I said, man, this is going good here. So we got this one right here. So Bacillus firmia, this kind of even backs up what we were looking at in the scientific studies when it comes to Bacillus firmus. So I mean, it stimulates lymph nodes. According to the search results, Bacillus firmus has been shown to stimulate lymph nodes, particularly B lymphocytes in vitro. This stimulation leads to the production of various, immunoglobulins, including IgA, IgG, IgM. The effect is polycyanal, meaning it activates multiple B cell clones and is dependent on T cell help. So the positive, so may have several positive consequences we're looking at here. And I think I have that. Let me go ahead and pull that up real quick. But yeah, man, this is, I mean, I'm not seeing anything wrong. You know what I mean with what's going on here.
There's got to be something wrong. There's got to be. I don't know what it is. I might find out. I'm taking it too.
I don't know, man, because like at this point, let's see here. Let's see here. What is this one? Okay, cool. So this is a cool one. I think a lot of people would like to see this. Let me go ahead and pull it up. This is the one where you asked it with the flu. So let me go ahead and share. So boom, boom. All right. So we got you talking again to the AI. We got, what can Bacillus firmus hypothetically do for the flu? Hypothetically, Bacillus firmus may potentially benefit flu prevention and its treatment due to immune system modulation. Again, we just keep seeing the immune system modulation, and I truly think that at this point that this is something that's we can most certainly benefit from, especially everything that happened with the COVID vaccine and it destroying people's immune systems. Potentially this could be some kind of effect to help bring back and stop this autoimmune syndrome that's kind of occurring from these vaccines. So like this is really interesting, man. So we have the immune system modulation, anti-inflammatory effects, antiviral properties, inhibits viral replication, potentially reducing flu duration, and mucosal protection, supports respiratory tract health, potentially reducing flu transmission. So we have reduced severity and duration, enhanced immune response, lower risk of complications, faster recovery, potential reduction in symptoms. So I mean, yeah, man. So this is I mean, when it comes to longevity, man, this is looking like something that could really be something. And this is now I'm at the point, man, where I am looking at the FDA. I am looking at things like the World Health Organization. And it just makes me.
Yeah, we're looking at you guys.
Yeah, dude. And I even put a thing about the FDA on how it's a Nazi when it comes to your health in the intro video. It was like an anti-FDA propaganda poster, and they had the FDA dressed. I'll send you the photo. It has the FDA like dressed up as like a Nazi officer, like pretty much being like for your health. And but only the stuff that we tell you need to take for your health. But no, man,
I think I'm going to reverse it. I'll disagree with you on this point right here. I think they are a bunch of, and this is their Stasi. I think they're Bolsheviks in their attempts to take over the medicinal world. I think that they are commies. I think that they are also opportunists for capital. And I think why I say Stasi is they require surveillance, perpetual surveillance over what everybody's digesting from alternative sources, like the counter attacks against them, that they have their stupid fucking 5 eyes, 6 eyes, 99 eyes programs all across the world looking for any sort of disinformation, misinformation. What's the other one? Malinformation, where it's true, but it hurts the state and it needs more research. It always needs more research. Always.
Well, that was like even too, man, like on my, my episode that I did about the subtle body, like about a month and a half ago. I pulled up an NIH study again where they're like, yeah, we found all of this stuff that points to it existing, but there's no conclusive results that this exists. And I'm like sitting there going like, it's like I don't know, man. And to me, people have to, and that's what true critical thinking is, because like, me as a critical thinker, I would look at that article and I said, well, yeah, they're saying at the end in the conclusion they didn't find any conclusive evidence, but if you actually read the fucking study and you see what's going on in the study, you would see that there's loads of conclusive evidence that, at least of some kind, that this does to some degree exist, or this does to some degree help. Even with the whole alkalinity thing for cancer, there's tons of studies on how cancer cannot survive in an alkaline environment. It cannot. But if you look at these studies that state that, they go, yeah, we found out that cancer can't, exist or survive in pHs over 7.5 or 8, but we have no conclusive evidence that alkalizing your body in any way is going to stop you from getting cancer. And it's like, well, you can add 1 + 1, right? So if cancer cannot survive in an alkaline pH, if you alkalize the pH of your body, then that's potentially going to get rid of the cancer. I mean, there was even that doctor in the 20s, that one, which he's been scrubbed from the internet. I've been trying to find his name now for probably a couple months, for another friend of mine who's dealing with cancer things.
Is he from Italy?
I believe so.
All right, so let me give it a shot in the dark. Is his name? Let's see if this rings a bell to you. Italy. Dr. Simoncini, Simoncini. He's the one who proposed, not proposed, he's the one who is injecting cancerous tumors with like a baking soda extract, or I'm sorry, sodium bicarbonate, for technical purposes, sodium bicarbonate extract directly into a malignant tumor and making it fucking shrink up and disappear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to dig on that a little more, because it's not showing up, on the typical search engines. But go figure. I mean, there could probably be a reason for that. But no, I remember, yeah, dude. And there was even, like I said, even in Cancer Serious Business, the guy basically, what he did with this, and it was completely 100% safe. He came up with this treatment, for it, like it's specific to your genome. Like, he would map your genome. He would look at your genetic sequence, and he would find out the area in your genetic sequence or that was causing the abnormal cell growth, causing the cancer. And then he would map out the treatment for your specific genome that would literally turn off that genetic sequence. It would turn it off.
Hot damn.
Yeah, dude.
I want that knowledge.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. And here's the thing is, he did so many clinical trials that were proving it was safe, but the FDA would not approve it. It would not. I think he had over like, I want to say like 15 to 20 clinical trials he did with it. And he fought the FDA tooth and nail on it. So let me look that up real quick so we can actually give the viewers the guy's name. Serious Business. So yeah, we can give you guys the name right now. Yeah, so it's Brzezinski. Yeah, no, let's see here.
Another one. Is he Russian?
Brzezinski. Yeah. Man, what is up with the Russians? They seem to.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you. They need to be evaluated. For people like us, our camp of people need to start looking into Russia for real medicine, real shit.
Well, dude, the Russians. So the Russians invented the racetams, and I don't know if you know what those are, but they're another kind of neutral. I've taken the racetams, and they work. They work really damn good.
What are they?
So they're the racetams. The races. So there's a paracetam, there's phenylparacetam, there's oxalracetam. There's a few of them, but what they are is they're GABA analogs. So for nobody knows this, so that's gamma aminobutyric acid. That's your relaxation transmitter. But here's the thing, though, is they stimulate you. And so they're, even though they are GABA analogs, they have a stimulatory effect on the body. And so they were using it for ADHD, and they were using it for narcolepsy over in Russia. And here's the thing about these. So talking about heart issues. So these things do not affect the heart and cause the heart to work harder like amphetamines and cathinones do. So you're basically getting the stimulatory effect that you would for something like an ergoic, which is a wakefulness promoting agent, or something for
hypothetically. Let me ask you. Sorry, once I have it in my head, I got to spew it out. Hypothetically speaking, do you think what you're taking, does it produce oxytocin within the body, like naturally, potentially?
Potentially, I would say the racetams would. I haven't taken them in a long time. I took them for a little bit back. I want to say about 4 years ago. I took them as I wasn't sleeping good and waking up tired. So, and I have feelings about amphetamines and I have feelings about cathinones. So I wasn't really trying to go that route. So I tried those, and man, do they fucking they were good.
Yeah, hook me up with a link. I'm interested. Yeah. I'm piqued.
Oh, they have that nootropics website you sent me. They have them. I was browsing. Yeah. They got paracetam on there and phenylparacetam and all those. Oh yeah, they have them on there. I thought they cleared them off the shelves because I used to go to Nootropics Depot to get a lot of my stuff, and they don't have them on there anymore. And then they had a Drafenil, which is the prodrug for modafinil. For those of you guys that's Provigil. It's another stimulant wakefulness promoting agent. But they have the prodrug, which is a Drafenil, which when you take it, it turns into modafinil. So you can sell the prodrug legally without a prescription because it's considered a supplement. But no, dude. And I thought they were gone. But once I got on that nootropics website you sent me and saw they were still there, I was like, okay, good. I thought the FDA came along and tried to take that away from us too.
Good to know. I'm gonna keep that in mind because I'm a stimulant guy. If there was a drug of choice where I'm like, I never tried it, but if I were to be addicted to something for a long time, it'd probably be Coke. I'm gonna be honest. Like Coke probably has my attention, and like the caffeine and nicotine, dude. Nicotine's and caffeine are my last vices that I have left, and I'd like to eliminate one more and just have one last one. Maybe sugar. Sugar's probably a vice too, but I'm not on that. I lost a bunch of weight and shit, so I cut sugar all the way back, and bread and all that bullshit. But this is this whole healing process and trying to get my mind right, and still far away from getting my mind right, dude. But I am miles miles better than what I used to be in my 20s, teens, before I turned 10. I'm talking about somebody who's never been clinically diagnosed with depression, but I know I've had, or still have maybe, lifelong depression. But I have, these tools now that I'm utilizing, I'm taking a chance on. And, I know you've said something the other day about, yeah, I don't want to be black pilled or this or that, but when I see this, and I'm
The
like,
hot
it made me
club.
reflect on my name, dude. It made me reflect on my name. I was like, yeah, but it's not the black pills that I'm selling, man. It's not. I'm
No,
not trying to sell doom and gloom. What I'm actually putting out there is activated charcoal. Those are the black pills I'm trying to put out there.
that's a
I'm
good. That's a
trying to
good.
cleanse. I'm trying to cleanse society of the parasitic invasion known as them, they, and whoever else that wants to join them, they, and everybody else in these fucking institutions and government. That's the parasitic invasion. They look like us, but what's inside of them is probably all creepy and
Well,
fucking.
dude, completely agreed, man. Like, and I'm telling you, well, this is the thing too, is because I still deal with nicotine myself. I still have, I do the on pouches. That's one of my, but dude, it helps destroy the nanotechnology apparently. So it helps destroy.
Oh, that popped back up again.
So
That's
so so
weird,
yeah, I
right?
was like, should I increase the amount the amount of I'm using now? I mean, it's like it's like, should I increase the milligram? Because what if I have nanotechnology in me?
Well,
It's
that
like,
when
yeah.
what was it? Was it 2021 that they were talking about? The Biden administration was talking about. There was talks about lessening the nicotine in cigarettes,
Mm-hmm.
and that was after the study. I remember seeing the studies back in 2020. It was either 21 or 22, where they were saying that nicotine, if you were a smoker, not necessarily vapor like I am, but a smoker, that you were less likely to get COVID-19 at the time. I'm like, oh, that's really fucking interesting. And then that it popped up, what, 3 years later, and before that got mentioned right there was Tucker Carlson in some report where part of his itinerary of going on to different countries or whatever, or wherever he flies to, he never leaves without his nicotine patches. And I'm like, that's really fucking interesting. I know, I think he smokes, but I know that he carries nicotine patches with him wherever he goes, and that's what made me stir up. Like, I yeah, I mean, you're traveling internationally, you're trying to avoid getting sick. He probably knows about that study. That's probably why he carries the pouches with him.
Well, this is the thing too, like, and that's why even what you just said, it's like, was COVID potentially a nanotech or something? Because if you were, usually when you smoke, you increase the likelihood of getting sick, and then but
That's what
according
they
to,
say.
that's what they say. But now, if you now based on that study that you were saying, is if you're if you smoke, you're less likely to get COVID. Then that makes me kind of raise my eyebrows just a little bit. Like, I'm like, really now? That's kind of weird. And then you even just said the whole thing with Tucker Carlson. But let's get into one last little article about Bacillus firmus before we close out tonight. You have a valid point, man. That's just, I don't it's, if that is indeed true that nicotine does get rid of nanotech. I mean, there's stuff floating around. If it
I
is
don't know if it
true,
does. I don't know if it does. Like I said, I stay. I'm 99.8% sure that the nanotechnology has always been there for before all the shit happened in 2020. I'm sure that we were getting sprayed by smart dust, nanotech of some kind, to build it up in our bodies, so that way maybe we're more in the water, the food, the processed food, that's all going into our system, and it's just building up and just building up, so that way we're more susceptible to being, to have a causation, a sickness to come through, to make us rely on the healthcare system because we're in poor health and we don't know how to fucking we don't know how to treat ourselves accordingly, that we need to rely on the medical system, and that, it's all set up. And it's also, a means of being able to, man, this is going to go real far, by means of controlling narratives through your waves of what's already in you to conduct you. It sounds fucking batshit crazy, but I think sincerely that they control you through these phones, through your TV, through your radio, through 5G, 6G towers coming soon. And I think that this is just a test to see how susceptible we are to their manufactured illnesses. And by the time that, this is the reason why we're doing the show. To me, this is the I don't know the correct word to use, the epithet, I don't know, but I think there's something more serious that's coming, that they're going to release to get more control, and it's going to fuck a lot of people up if they don't start paying attention to what they can potentially put in their body now to, not just potentially eradicate it, whatever's inside you, but to reverse the damage done by the shit that they put everywhere. At least in the West. I don't know how they do it in the East. I don't know.
Well, dude, so one thing I want to bring up is you might be right about what you said about with that Russian scientist, because draft genome sequence of Bacillus cereus strain F isolated from ancient permafrost. So you might have been right. I think you're right on this, but here we go again. We got, now this link is not oh dude, look, it's even in Russia. And we got extraterrestrial habitats. Ooh, this should be interesting. So dude, I think you're right. I think this is it, because he said Bacillus F, and you would think that's Bacillus firmus.
What I mean? Yeah.
But now we have, the actual NIH study here of draft genome sequence of Bacillus cereus strain F isolated from ancient permafrost. So up in there, you got Bruchkov here. Yep. So this is it. This is the study. Let's take a look. So we got Bacillus cereus strain F was isolated and cultured from a sample of permafrost, aged presumably about 3 million years on the Mammoth Mountain. These genome data provide the basis to investigate Bacillus cereus F, identified as a long-term survivor of the extremely cold and close environment. So this is just the genome sequence, but this kind of clears up some confusion we were having before. So this is the actual strain that Dr. Bruchkov decided to inject into himself. Take a look at that.
Yep.
We got some clarification on that, man.
And that's what I'm wondering, when you look into Bacillus cereus, just not strain F, but Bacillus cereus, like you mentioned it earlier in the show, that cause for food poisoning. So I'm not sure, if strain F, I don't know what strain F necessarily does for a negative consequence, such as just if you consume too much of the cereus, that could produce like a foodborne illness kind of thing.
But here's the thing, though. So, part of me wants to look at Discovery Channel and go, why were you not more clear in your article? Because you said Bacillus F, and we have two different types of Bacillus F. We got Bacillus firmus, and then we got Bacillus cereus strain F. So to me, that's part of me. It feels like that was a bit of misinformation that was purposely put in there.
That's what I think too. But at the same time, the mistake that I made for not finding that information till later, the mistake I made is still beneficial. Still beneficial. We're doing a fucking show on this. You know what I mean? And it's not 100%. That. It's not what the fucking Russian dude injected himself with. However, this in particular, like, I've been taking it since Saturday with her. I've noticed a beneficial impact on, I have had this hip flexor since Christmas night of 2022 when I slipped on ice and I fell on my ass and back and I heard a pop, and it was my flexor. I was fucked up from it. I forced myself to go to work for like 3 months. It was just agonizing. And years later, still flare ups or whatever. I've been taking this, and I mean, it's still kind of there, but me at work today, up and downstairs, without hesitation, without any like, oh God, fuck, or inside of a cooler where I might turn a certain way and then fucking it'll pop or some shit, or the glow for like 5 minutes where I got to stand still and just let the glow go away from my hip. Man, I sound like an old man, dude. But yeah, dude, not these last 2 days, taking this shit twice, and it's 10 billion CFUs per dose, so I'm taking 20 billion so far. And yeah, I notice a pep in my fucking brain. I don't feel gloomy. I don't feel pissed off. I feel matter of factly. I feel the other one. Oh, my sore feet tremendously cut back. Like, I got flat feet, so my feet are naturally inflamed all the time. They fucking suck. I hate my feet. But yeah, my feet pain is cut back at least 50, 60%. Just got to take off the shoes as soon as I get home, cool them off, you know what I mean? And then what's the other impact? Yeah, my focus. I know I come off, like I said, the kind of, I'm unhinged, naturally. I'm unhinged.
We're all a little
but
unhinged.
I'm really like, yeah, I'm really like, it feels like I'm working off of what used to be 3 monsters in a day at once, in one shift. That's what I feel like on this. No energy drinks, nothing. This is all natural after, taking that this morning. It's only 1 dose, 1 gram. I feel like this. So there's definitely a marked improvement in cognitive, aspects here.
Well, what that leads me to believe is that because you've affected the microbiomic environment of your body.
And the poops are nice.
And they smell like roses. They come out and it smells like fresh baked cinnamon buns. But no, it's like it's literally, because that's what I think now you're having. I think what you're having is you're having more, your nutrients are being more efficiently absorbed at this point. And that's definitely leading up to what you would say those increased cognitive. I mean, because a lot of people don't know, but our brain uses pretty much the majority of our daily glucose intake. The brain, if it's running off of carbohydrates, actually requires 120 grams of carbs per day to function properly. So I mean that your brain takes up a lot of glucose in your body. So that would definitely, it sounds like you're having, more efficient glucose metabolism. Because of these increased energy levels. So that's definitely something I think a lot of, because how many of us are just constantly tired and lethargic at times. It sucks, but that's amazing to hear, because that if you're reducing your caffeine intake even and you're having these results, then that's just something really profound to me. I think
I'm running off of hydrators. If anything, I take the hydrator packets twice a day or something like that. No caffeine in those. But yeah, that's the only thing, and water.
That is so awesome, man. So what this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna close out for tonight, but I want to say this. This guys, I hope everybody who's watching right now found this informative, because I know a lot of you who are on your awakening path, your awakening evolution, are very health conscious as well. And I feel that this is something that us health conscious individuals need to take into consideration and potentially experiment with. Like I said, I'm not giving you medical advice. You can do whatever you'd like to do. That's for YouTube. But I'm not giving you medical advice. Hey, man, I'll still stream the Rumble and X if they strike me for this. I will find out as soon as we're done tonight if they strike me for this episode. Who knows? But I think
show wouldn't last a fucking episode on fucking YouTube, dude. There's no way.
And
No
dude,
way.
your show especially. I started streaming to YouTube again just cause. I mean, why not have it in the back end? But if they decide to strike me and close my account down, it is not going to affect me at all, because the majority of my following is on Rumble and X. So yeah, YouTube's just there for reference. Like you hear that,
Yep.
YouTube, you're just there for reference at this point.
Just
So, but
reference.
other than that, Kyle, I'm really happy you came back on, man. You know, and I'm really happy to sit down here with you and hear your story and to kind of go over this with you because, dude, you've got the gears in my head turning now. I am I'm going to be digging even deeper, you know, and taking a look at this, and I will be ordering my first batch of Bacillus firmus here shortly. So I'm looking forward to going on this journey as well and really seeing what this has to offer. But Kyle, thanks again for coming on. If you have anywhere that people can find you and come check you out, or you know if they want to go to Sunglasses After Dark and see some of your stuff, let everybody know where they can find you right now.
Yeah, dude. Again, man, we haven't done a show since July, maybe. Yeah, right after, I think after Trump got shot, where we were thinking it could be all fake and gay. Not sure. Not sure. That I think that may have been the last episode that we've done.
Okay.
After that, it was kind of downhill. But yeah, you can find Sunglasses After Dark on BitChute. You can find us on Odyssey. I'm pretty sure we're on Rumble as well. But if there's like there's some things where I think the wrong episode, it doesn't matter, dude. You can find us at those 3 platforms. I want to be back soon. I miss my boys. I miss you coming on the show at random. I love what you do. I'm going to state it again. I think you are detrimental to everything that's currently happening. I know we're small pieces in this machine,
Thanks,
but
man.
I want this machine to end. I want it to fucking crumble down. I want to move on. I know we're going to suffer the consequences. There's always going to be consequences. The normalcy bias is going to come to an end. But I'm hoping, with all hope, and hopium's bad, I know, but I wish and I think that we will be able to move on to a parallel foundation to save ourselves from their fucking madness. That's all I want. I want their madness to come to an end. I want everybody to fucking wake the fuck up. Cliche, I know. And realize that we need to walk away from this without violence. I know, like if you know me, that I've like, what if it does take violence? What if it does take this? It seems like it's the only way out. The only way we can get away from commies is to shoot our way out. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% on either way, but I would prefer to do this without violence.
Same here, and I definitely feel there is a way, and you know, and really what it is what we're doing right now, man. We're spreading that awareness. We're having people, and one of the things that I'll leave you with too before we sign off, and if you don't mind hanging out for a sec after we get off, that'd be cool. But right now we're gonna have I had the Awake coach on, Brad, great guy, really awesome dude. He does life coaching for people like you and I, really cool dude. And he said right now we're in the timeline where we have events that are waking people up, and that is something I feel that is fortunate for us, you know, because like, you know, when we go scream at the rooftops, everybody looks at us like we're crazy. And then you know, it sucks, but it is what it is. But
they're staying silent now. They're not retorting like they used to. They didn't laugh at you like they used to.
Not anymore. Now people are starting to think. But you know, you know, let's hope for the best. We're not meant to be hopium. Let's keep our trajectory on the positive timeline. And I think enough of us do that, we'll end up there. So
yep. Keep screaming.
Keep screaming, guys. Well, other than that, guys, thanks for joining me again for another BG Cast Wednesday live podcast. I will be back next week, same time. I'm still waiting to hear back on some guests, or I'll be doing a solo show. If you guys know, I've been doing research for my pre-Nicene Rabbit Hole Part 4 show. So we will see if that is coming next week, or we'll have another guest. And other than that, I appreciate all of you wonderful, amazing human beings joining me tonight and joining us for Kyle's discussion. And I will catch y'all next week, same time, 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time till the end of season 2. We'll see if we go back to 6 in season 3. We'll see. But other than that, have a good night, everybody. Take care.
Sayonara.
Sayonara.